wait till it says. Um, okay. Hi. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Ramona coming back at you, like the video that I just said that I was going to do. So this is kind of like a video about some things that I've been aware of as of late. There was like one incident that I had to deal with personally. Um, and just feeling kind of like rejected for being me per se. But there were two other incidents that I've witnessed where I was just like, wow, like uh, it just, you kind of feel bad for the other person, but it's not really talked about, and I just didn't like really reach out to the one particular one. Let me explain. Okay. So this video is going to be about just feeling kind of rejected by or shunned by people. Getting that like that cold, sharp turn when people are like they have their own opinions about you, and it does not feel very good. But it's kind of interesting. I want to talk about myself for a minute. I was going to just mention this one thing, but I am going to mention something else. So there's two things that I just um, came across. So, as everybody knows who watches my video, I have had an issue with a past relationship, and I will continue to have issues with this past relationship because this person is a stalker. It's not at the point where I feel like I need a restraining order. It's not like that anymore. But this has been going on for 3 years since the relationship is over. But I have like um, doesn't the it doesn't bother me, but what bothers me is you would think that this person would get to the point where it's just like forget about me and move on. This person still has feelings for me, clearly. Like this person will approach me like, oh, I'm waiting for you and stuff like that, and but they seem like they're really cool with me, and this person really seems really cool with me. I'm just like, whatever. And I just say hello and goodbye. Like, it's, oh, hi, how are you, and stuff like that. Because what we've gone through is like, it's over and done with. I've healed from it. I'm over it. It's completely a done deal, but not for this person. So I thought that it was a done deal for my ex because she's in another relationship right now, and I'm like, but why are you focusing on me? I don't even get that. I really don't. If you're happy, why don't you just go be happy? Like, just leave me alone. So let me just quickly tell you. So I had bumped into a high school friend of mine years ago, okay? She was really excited to like see me. She was like, "Oh my God, hi Ramona! Like, I knew you right off the bat, because obviously I gained like tons of weight, but she knew who I was right off the bat, and she was like, "Oh my God, yeah, how are you?" And we were just, she was on her work break, so lunch break. So we didn't talk too long, and nor did we exchange numbers or anything. But it's nice to stop and talk to, say, "Oh, hey," looking back. And she was really happy. So, but then, who comes walking through the door behind her, which is my ex's sister. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wasn't like such a big deal, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, this is the sister. This is not, who I was dating. This is, my ex's sister. So, but I know that she doesn't like me. Nobody really likes her. She's just really problematic, you know what I mean? And even her sister, who she's defending, doesn't really even like her all that much from what she's telling me. But anyway, so they were walking. So after they got their pizza, their lunch, they had walked down the street, and now they're talking. But don't know what they're talking about. But I can pretty much guess, seeing how it's my ex's sister, okay, who does not like me. Um, whatever, whatevs. I can't control other people. You know what I mean? So it was about a couple of weeks later. I don't know if my friend from high school moved into the area because like I'm seeing her more often now, like here and there. So I seen her like a couple of weeks later at the grocery store, and we were in the same aisle. I was going to approach and say hello, but then she's like, she just gave me a dirty look like that, and she gave me like a sharp turn of her shoulder, like, oh, like basically, nope, don't talk to me, don't say hello to me, don't, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, that just walked by. Clearly, she doesn't want to talk to me, but clearly, I know why that is, and um, it just, it just gets really. Like that moment, like it like kind of like irked my nerves a little bit, and I'm like, oh, that's really disappointing, like that this is just not something that's just never going to die down, you know, that my ex and their family, not the whole family, I'll just say my ex and this one sister are just consistently sitting there talking about me. And also, like, they will drive by another time, like in a car, and they're all staring at me. Like, I'm at the bus stop trying to improve myself. I'm on the way going to school, and they're just sitting there, silly childish stuff like, ooh, let's see if she looks, you know, that kind of thing. And so I was just, oh my gosh, I had coconut oil on my hair, whatever. And I have no idea what my ex sister told my high school friend about me that was so horrible. And I remember threats that were given to me when this whole huge thing where everybody is upset, you know, and has every right to be upset. But now it's like 3 years later. But they're just spreading it out there, making people turn against me. And it really doesn't, to tell you the truth, it bothered me a little bit, but not on the level where it would have bothered me if it was like years ago, where, you know, I just thought that was really, that really irked my nerves. But it did bother me, like, I feel kind of like rejected because, like, by my high school friend, like, I don't understand the mentality of people, like, we're all adults here. And how are you going to go by? You're going to know me for 4 years that we've gone to school with. You know who I am. I was super bubbly back then, super friendly, super everything that's really good. And then now you're going to listen to some bullshit that decides to share with you and just go with that and believe it. Like, what happened to adulthood where you use your own mind, your own opinions about based on reality, based on logic? Like, I don't understand why it is that people do that. You sit there and you listen to the gossip and the rumors and the this and the that, and then you start hating me because of that. And you never even stop to figure out, like, number one, don't come up to me and ask me. I just rather not. This is something that happened a long time ago for me. I just wanted to end, but don't be rude to me like that and turn a sharp shoulder when I walk by because you happen to want to listen to some bullcrap lies, by the way, that somebody wants to tell you. It don't make any sense. And I felt like you just pretty rejected with that. And I don't like people thinking badly about me. But in this case, I don't know. Like I just felt like it bothered me a little bit. But then I got over it. I actually wanted to confront my ex because I'm like, how are you going to be like in my face and say, oh, mwah, mwah, like a kiss it, hi, oh, take care, thinking everything is so cool. Oh my God, this turned into like a drama video. Like, how are you gonna act like things are so cool, be two-faced, and then, but behind my back, talk a whole lot of shit because why you're angry because you yourself got rejected by me, but get over it, you know? I don't know. So I had to deal with that. That's something that, um, but to sum that up, you know, I'm really, I wanted to like show you guys, like, I don't know, like the older I get, the more I'm just like relaxed and chill with these kind of situations. Like, number one, I know that I cannot control what other people are going to do. I cannot control what other people are going to think about me. And this goes for you guys too. You can't control that. You can just only live your own life and focus on the good stuff that's going on in your life. Focus on you because you've taken the time to know yourself and know that you're none of those things that people want to point the finger at and tell you. They want to try to force you to be who they imagined you to be. And that's not going to go down, and don't let people do that to you. Because all my videos, well, not all of them, but I've consistently have said it's so important to get to know yourself. So for more reasons than one, but this is a good reason. So when people try to bring bullshit to you, I don't care where it's at, exes, co-workers, family members, what have you, and they really want to dump on you, you really have to know yourself and be sure of yourself that I'm none of those things. So stop trash talking. What's coming out of your mouth is trash. It's pointless rubbish. That you're just wasting your breath. Like, why are you giving all of that attention on me? Go figure out your own life and let me be me, because it's not bothering me. I'm going to school. I'm raising my children. My son is going to work for the first time. My home is a happy home. I'm happy in life. Spring is here, which I just made a video about that. I'm happy about that. Like, we've moved off on something that was old and stagnant, and now this is like a fresh new time, a fresh new beginning. Like, I don't want to be robbed of that by some silly child that's trapped in men and women's bodies. If you want to act childish, you keep it over there. I don't need, just be secure within yourself and know that you are none of those things that people think about you or want to make you feel bad about who you are as a person. Which leads me to the other two people, not about me. So the other thing is that this I actually found really interesting, because I just, call me ignorant, I don't know, but I am not well traveled. I don't travel to other countries, and I don't know how people are around the world. So here in America and in a lot of other places outside of America, there is racism, and usually it's light skins really, really coming down on people of color, and that has been, I don't want to say the norm, but because it's not normal, but it's definitely something that we are all aware of, something that that we're fully versed in, and we've already formed our opinions about it, and we don't like racism, or you are a racist, or what have you. But we know about whites being like people of light skin color, dumping on people of color, even in your own circle of your own race. Like, so all black people, like the black race, you have like the darker skins dumping on the lighter skins, and even if you're Latinos, you have the darker skins dumping, I mean the lighter skins dumping on the darker skins and stuff like that. So it's just all insanity. But anyways, so I was watching this woman's channel, and I'm mentioning this because I found this very, very interesting. I've actually never heard of this before. She went to go travel to Nassau, Bahamas. This is a Puerto Rican woman, light skin. So she definitely looks ethnic, but she definitely has light skin. And then here she is in the Bahamas, where there are people of color, obviously. She would be the minority, and people with darker skin would be the majority. And here in America, they will use the horrific word of Nigger, But there in Nassau, Bahamas, or the Bahamas altogether, they will call you bright. I don't even see how that could be like a cuss word, but apparently it's very, very derogatory. It's a really disgusting thing to call another person who has light skin. They will call you bright. Um, I've also learned that a lot of that culture is all about really fighting, a lot of expressing yourself of, whatever's up here, it'll come out here, and it's acceptable. Um, like families are up against families. They're just fighters. I mean, really, because it is it's very poor. A lot of people come from the ghettos. They have ghettos in the Bahamas, and people are always fighting for a name for themselves. Whatever the topic is, they're just always constantly fighting with each other. And then here you have a visitor coming from another country, and here you are with light skin, and you know, and so they're very, very open and crude. It's not like little snide remarks like, and you're not inside your home like here in America where you keep it on the download. If you're racist, you keep it on the download. But there, you'll walk down the street, you pass by somebody, they'll call you like, oh, you think you're better than me? Bright. And don't you find that? I was just like, oh my God. So the reaction of this woman, she was just really, really upset. It actually ruined her whole entire vacation. She was there for, I think she was there for like 4 days. And the reason why she was there for the fourth day is because she actually got into a confrontation with not just random strangers walking down the street. Professionals are acting like these. Doctors and lawyers, people who are running hotels. At the airline, they actually have a completely separate terminal for Americans. They just don't like Americans. They don't like brights, as they say. Um, she was just like, I've never experienced anything like this before. Like here in America, people of color, like to them, it's very, very like normal. Of course, they probably have had racist encounters more often than a white person would. I mean, a white person would barely ever have to experience that racist experience. I mean, one or two could, but do you see how the unlikelihood of a white person experiencing racist attack, verbal attack? Well, there she was getting the full blown, like wherever she went, she'd go to the store to get her conch salad, or she would go shopping or walking around. People were just constantly rude, rude, rude to her, and giving her nasty, dirty looks, like not even being slick about it, not even trying to hide it. They'll just be up in your face, like looking you up and down. Oh, who do you think you are? Where did you come from? Like, oh, why are you here? Like, you think you're better than me? I don't know if I could even handle that. I've had racist encounters before, and even mostly as a young child and in my teens. Now I don't get that, so much, but I've had racist encounters before, but it was really interesting seeing a woman who's like, she's about 38. She doesn't look it, but she's like 38 years old, and she's a light-skinned Latina, and she experienced that. She also had said that there was this woman who was actually working in the hotel, and she pulled this person I'm talking about aside and said, I heard that people are being really rude to you, and this other woman's like on the verge of like heart to heart, like, I really feel you. I mean, you're vacationing here, I'm working here, I have to deal with this on a daily basis. I go home at the end of the night, at the end of my job, just really upset, and there is no protection. Because my bosses are racist as well. So, but I have to make a living. I have to be here, and I get called bright all the time. I get disrespected. I get pushed and literally pushed and shoved and told to do all the dirty work um, in this job while they're sitting there fiddling their thumbs or just, doing the better jobs and stuff like that. But us light-skinned people, we get treated really bad. And, so, like, that's, like, it's just really interesting. It's just all backwards. Like, here in America, like, we have it one way, but there it's just, like, completely turned around. So, anyway, so we have, like, that kind of form of rejection. And it's insane how we're rejected for being things that we cannot help to be. You know what I mean? And like the other thing that I was mentioning, like I can't help to have had a relationship with somebody who's just going to be. That was a completely different um, kind of rejection. You know what I mean? But then we have this one, and you would really, really have to dig down deep within yourself and really get a great hold on who you are, that you're not anything garbage. You're not anything that's outside of yourself. You're not how you dress is not who you are. The skin color that you wear is not who you are, and you should never have to go through the rejection of having to do that. But that is a really fine way of uh, being okay with when crap is outside happening to you on the outside. That situation, like, that would be really hard because, like, if you were to live there, this is something that you would have to face on daily. I would say move the hell out of that place. Doesn't sound like paradise to me. At least not for somebody who's light skinned like that. And I also heard that, to quickly wrap that up, so, like, if you were completely, completely white, they will give you a bit of more respect than the person who's light skinned with ethnicity. So, if you were light skinned dark, if you were a light skinned black person, they will shit on you. If you're a light skinned Latina, they will shit on you. Anything with ethnic features, but if you're really light skinned, they apparently they just don't respect that. They don't like it. Whereas if you're an Irish woman, you're straight up straight white, they know that you're money and they will treat you a certain way. They'll talk shit about you behind your back, I'm sure, but they'll treat you with some respect because they know. The other thing is, this video is going to be long. Okay, so this like happened to me. I don't really know if I wanted to share that, but I'm going to because like I just want everybody to know that you really have to feel comfortable with what you got. And you know what? I was just sitting here thinking like everything happens for a reason, and I know like a major um, reason why we are here is for spiritual growth and to learn as who we are as people. And I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to say that I am angelic because I'm not. I'm imperfect. And in my lifetime, this has to do with weight. So in my lifetime, there's been quite a few times where I've made fun of people who are overweight. Like, how could you let yourself go like that? I don't even understand that. Like, if I ever got that big, I would shoot myself. Seriously, Angelica, like, you need to shoot me if I ever get. That's just disgusting. Like, I can't. I'm a teenager at the time saying those things, but it's like I've said those things, and I've also said like law of attraction, and also life lessons too. That however you treat another person will come back to you at some time. I don't care when it's gonna happen, but it will come back and bite you in your ass. So like there was a time when I felt like pretty awesome about myself. Oh, I look good, I'm like this. I mean, I'm all these wonderful things, and so like here I am, like I am overweight because I had like a bad relationship, because I was just feeling at a weaker, I didn't know myself and I had low self-esteem and I was just going through a lot of things in that time frame. And so here I just gained like a lot of weight and now I'm older and it's hard for me to like lose the weight and I also have medical issues. So like all these reasons like I'm just like really overweight. And so I was coming home from school last night, and this is actually this happens all the time. People have these preconceived notions about heavyweight people that like so I'm going to talk about the bus because this is like a lot of the times I encounter people, rude ass people on the bus. Um, if you walk by them, they're like, like, because they think that people who are overweight, they might smell, and like, they see me come and they're like, they already turn their head because they're like, oh, I don't want to smell any of that. It's rude, right? It's more than rude. I think that it's just a disgusting display of not caring about other people's feelings. Like, why would, you know? Um, don't forget that my clothes are really nice and clean. I'm wearing nice clothes. I have nice shoes. My hair is nice and clean looking. Like it's not wonky today, but but like you know what I mean. There's nothing about me that would suggest that any funky thing happening here. And then like nobody wants to sit next to you because they think that you're taking up the entire seat. Like no bitches, like there's a big line right there. Your seat, my seat. I'm not that big for you to, and I don't know, like they just think that strangers out in the street, they have like this perceived idea that people who are overweight, they don't care about themselves, they must be dirty, they must be lazy, that they're all about pleasure, like feeding themselves and just being a bum basically, just like not working out, not just sitting on the couch all day and doing diddly squat with their lives. Um, they think that I have low self-esteem, which I don't. They think that I'm just all things terrible. Just why? Because of like weight. And it does, it bothers me, but then it really doesn't because like I do know that I have completely screwed it in my head that the understanding that you're not perfect. I know that you have a whole lot of crap in your closet. I know a lot of people everybody on this bus, they have many levels of, you got some shit happening in your life. It may not be dangling on your body, but you got a whole lot of stuff that you're dealing with and you're doing that's dirty and it's not right. How do I know that? Because you're a human being. You're not perfect. So like these are the things that I know. So you want to try to treat me dirty, but what's your dirty? Let me ask you, what's your dirty? What is it? What is it about you? What's your imperfection? You know, what is it that you're doing? And that's basically how you really need to look at these people as well. So whenever somebody tries to reject you for what you look like or anything, in any situation, just, know that we're all in the same boat here. We're dealing with the same thing day in and day out. We get up, we live our lives, and we do the best that we can with what we got. We're all doing the same thing. We have our own emotions, our own feelings, our own family that we're dealing with, coworkers and jobs and struggling and trying to get ahead. A lot of amazing things too as well, but we're all experiencing the same thing. So if you want to reject me or if you are the one who is getting rejected, you need to know that be console yourself in knowing that shrug it off. You might have that oops, somebody just threw something in your face, like oh, like you need to respond, but at the end, when you need to get your wits about yourself, you know, use your logic and common sense. Don't try to fuck with me because tell me, you're a stranger. So you let me know what's wrong with you. What are your issues? And let's talk about it. Did you get something? So no, don't talk about me about something that it's obvious, something you know about me because what I'm wearing it on my sleeve, I'm wearing it on my body. So like another thing, I know this is gonna go on and on. You guys are gonna be like, whoa, maybe I don't know. But like, okay, so after school last night, we were all talking, and I always rush off because I need to get home. My class is at night, so I usually rush off. But tonight, like, I just felt like being a little social for an extra 5, 6 minutes. Who cares, right? And I learned something about someone, and I was just like, I actually love, because in our class, we're not allowed to talk. It's all sign language. We have to sign to get our message across. That's just reality, right? So like after the class, like actually hearing people speak, their demeanor changes. They feel more confident because like when you're speaking another when you're signing, this is another language. You feel kind of like not so confident. Like, am I doing this right? I'm like, how are you? Like, like we don't know what we're doing, so we kind of like look all not so confident. But like after the class, like everybody's just completely like so self confident. They're just being themselves and da da da. And so we're talking about there's a point to this. So we were all talking about like how can we help ourselves outside of class to be more fluent in ASL. And one person had said, well, I was purposefully looking for gay and lesbian movies because it's just a known thing. Like if to learn American Sign Language when you're not in class, it's good to like watch different videos. And so one guy had said, well, that's really interesting, like that you would just happen to stumble across a gay and lesbian movie like that. Well, good on you. At least you'll learn, you can actually learn learn from their sign language. And then the other friend had said, she didn't stumble across that. She purposely set out to look for the gay and lesbian movies so she could learn sign language. I thought that was really funny. But the point with that was that I was totally okay with it. Um, but everybody, the chatter came to like a stall, and everybody's looking over at her like, because she doesn't look, and everybody says they have like this gay radar. It's complete bullshit. But when you look at somebody, you kind of like know. Well, people will say like, oh, this person's gay or this person. Believe me, I've come a long way where you cannot tell who's gay and who's straight these days. You absolutely cannot tell. So I myself was not shocked, and I'm completely like okay with it. What they don't know about me is that I'm not too far from that tree, but I didn't share. But we were like all looking at her, including myself, like and I'm looking at everybody else. Everybody was just like dumbfounded, and everybody kind of went on their way with just over the initial shock of it. But like she seemed to like know like, okay, I dealt with this before. If these people reject me, they reject me, and that has nothing to do with me. I'm a wonderful person. I'm a friendly person. But if you're going to reject me because of who I choose to have a relationship with, um, well, that's your loss. Because she actually is a sweet girl. She's really nice. She was actually the one who helped us out by forming classes um, on her own so we can all learn ASL better. So she did all that. She's a really nice person. So she's basically like, you don't like me? That's your loss. So she handles rejection extremely well, and we should learn from that. Like, once again, learning how to be very secure within yourself, know thyself. And I always say that, know thyself, because if you do that, that is the key, and it solves everything. It it solves dealing with haters. It solves dealing with rejection. It solves dealing with a lot of major things because people do impact us pretty greatly. You know, we don't want to admit it, but it's true. So if you're very secure and you know thyself, and you prepare yourself and you feed your mind, and you don't run away, and you meet life head on, whatever come what may, you know, you'll deal with it. That is how you really should deal with rejection. Okay, so I know I have a viewer, and hi. I'm gonna make one more video, but it's not gonna be for like a while. But I do have a surprise. If you're like one of my usual viewers, I have a surprise that I'm going to do like later this evening. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah. Um, and so you should stay tuned for that because you're gonna like the surprise. So I'm gonna let everybody go, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I know that was kind of long, but also um, I know it's been like a really long time I made a video, and I'm just getting into the swing of it. So please forgive me if I'm coming off a little like unusual. Like I'm just trying to fit back in to this YouTube community. So mwah, mwah, love everybody, and I'll see you this evening because I do have a surprise for you guys. Okay, see you later. Bye.